Donald Trump is literally a guy who gives bad nicknames to his political opponents. Right now, we're seeing on X this massive disinformation campaign saying that FEMA is not responding in states, despite direct statements.
November 9th, FEMA fires employee for telling Milton relief workers to skip houses with Trump signs. Now let's break this down.
That's a conspiracy theory. That's not true.
The fact of the matter is, Donald Trump is speaking off the cuff, hyperbolically, and generally. Trump says they're skipping areas that are Republican. And it turned out FEMA actually had an employee, an official, instructing people to skip over houses with Trump signs on them.
There's a reason why people engage in that type of rhetoric. Do you think it was an effective political tactic when people made, gay jokes about Paul Pelosi? It was, because they make memes out of it, they laugh about it, it boosts morale. There's a reason why people engage in this type of rhetoric. It's because there is an advantage to it. And to pretend that it's strictly negative doesn't make any sense, because if so, where's the right suffering for it? Show me where the punishments have been on the right for all of the unhinged statements and actions that Donald Trump has made or said. Donald Trump is literally a guy.
Donald Trump got banned off Twitter for years. Literally years. Oh, where's the punishment on the right? What do you mean? So many people have got banned from what they've said.
Who gives bad nicknames to his political opponents. Right now, we're seeing on X this massive disinformation campaign saying that FEMA is not responding in states, despite direct.
Actually, someone literally in FEMA got fired because. Hold up, I gotta bring this up. Hold up, because what he just said. Wait. Hold up. What did he just say?
Donald Trump has made.
What am I looking for?
Donald Trump is literally a guy who gives bad nicknames to his political opponents. Right now, we're seeing on X this massive disinformation campaign saying that FEMA is not responding in states, despite direct statements from people like.
Actually, that is true. That is not disinformation. He's lying. He's 100% lying. Actually, no. I would, if I'm gonna be nice, I'm gonna be generous. I would say that he's wrong. But I'm gonna play his game. I'm gonna play his game by playing other people's game. So I'm gonna play his game and say that he's lying, just like how he says to everyone else. He's lying, and the reason he's lying, I need to find that. I need to find it. That clip.
Robert R. says, please cover the bigger FEMA scandal no one is talking about. It was not some rogue supervisor. It was a disaster equity policy. Proof. New York Post story on FEMA DEI Zoom call. Rep. Luna's investigation needs that video proof. Interesting.
FEMA's are fired for ordering storm crew not to help. Oh, BBC. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, Destiny talking about, oh, it's a conspiracy theory that they're literally not helping people based on like political stuff. FEMA supervisors have been fired for telling staff helping hurricane survivors to skip houses displaying signs supporting Trump. But like, yeah, that's legit. That's crazy. And Destiny's like saying, my whole point is that this is legit. Like they were literally avoiding people or, oh, here it is. Text message right here. Best practices. No one gets avoid homes, advertising Trump. Oh, that's funny. And she got fired for this.
Fat Dragon says, I don't remember who talked about it first, probably Tim. But I recall FEMA workers confirming that they had received orders to bypass houses that had Trump signs outside.
Yeah, I don't think Tim was the first one to report it, but Tim was the one that I got the information from. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, what? Really? Are you serious? That's crazy. And because like I was thinking about the whole FEMA thing was kind of like overblown and the whole hurricane nonsense. Like people were believing the hurricane thing, and I kind of just blew it off as like, oh, it's just more hurricane, like creating hurricane weather conspiracy theories. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Just crazy people talking about weird stuff. But then Tim actually confirmed that this is something actually going on. I'm like, okay, now there's some validity here. There's some kernels of truth here. And now I'm like, okay, maybe the hurricane people, maybe they weren't that let's just say that wrong. Let's just say that. It wasn't 100% conspiracy theory. There was some kernels of truth in there. But yeah, that's insane. That's actually insane. And there's proof.
Dragon says,
this is proof.
Link SQF. This the clip.
From CNBC. Yeah. FEMA fires employee who told Florida relief workers to skip Trump supporters. Right. But the real story is this. The real story is the New York Times headlines. First, from October 4th, Trump's false claims about the federal response to Hurricane Helene. The former president falsely accused the...
Wait, let's contrast this actual news article that this guy's talking about, that Tim's talking about. I don't want to just say this guy. And then we'll I'll just throw it over there. And then we'll contrast that
Mercenary
with
says,
what Destiny
best
just
dragon
said.
he is.
Yes. You're getting the clips. He is actually, this is so useful. Bro. Best dragon. Not fat dragon, it's best dragon from now on.
Roy Cooper.
Yeah, we're gonna contrast what Tim is about to say with what Destiny just said.
Laugh about it. It boosts morale. There's a reason why people engage in this type of rhetoric. Is because there is an advantage to it. And to pretend that it's strictly negative doesn't make any sense, because if so, where's the right suffering for it? Show me where the punishments have been on the right for all of the unhinged statements and actions that Donald Trump has made or said. Donald Trump is literally...
Donald Trump was banned from every single platform for a really long time until he was running again for 2024. But I guess that's
Fat Dragon says,
guess that's not a consequence, right?
It was literally on my other screen when I looked over. Pure luck.
Well, that pure luck helped out.
A guy who gives bad nicknames to his political opponents. Right now, we're seeing on X this massive disinformation campaign saying that FEMA is not responding in states, despite direct statements from people.
Disinformation. He specifically says disinformation. And the reason why I'm making such a big deal of the one word that he's saying is because he does that a lot. So I'm going to do it to him. Harping on like being kind of a little bit autistic on one word, but like still, that's crazy. He's wrong. He's 100% wrong. And I think he's honestly, I feel like Destiny's smart enough that I'm not going to say he's wrong. I think he's lying because it's intentional. He knows this information. He knows this, well, actually, well, no, he's smart. He should know this information. Part of me wants to say he doesn't know because he doesn't watch Tim Pool at all. He just thinks he's like a Russian asset or something. And that's it. That's all he does. He doesn't even like watch any of his stuff at all. He just assumes what people on the left say about Tim. And he's like, yeah, it must be true, right? Right? Like he did get paid by that Tenet Media guy, right? And Tenet Media had like this weird thing with some guy in France, right? And that weird guy in France had some ties to Russia, right? So Tim's Russian asset, right? Right? I'm being sarcastic. Like that's obviously not true. That's Tim is not a Russian asset. But like Destiny would say that, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying. But yeah.
Biden administration of spending disaster funding on migrants, neglecting areas that had voted for Republicans, and ignoring a call from a Republican governor. November 9th, FEMA fires employee for telling Milton relief workers to skip houses with Trump signs. Now let's break this down.
That's a conspiracy theory. That's not true.
And he was saying they were skipping Republican areas in general, and this is about skipping houses with Trump signs. The fact of the matter is, Donald Trump is speaking off the cuff, hyperbolically, and generally. Trump says they're skipping areas that are Republican. And it turned out FEMA actually had an employee, an official, instructing people to skip over houses with Trump signs on them. Trump wasn't wrong. He was just, what they're trying to do is they're saying Trump wasn't 100% correct on everything he was saying.
Tim is basically saying they're playing semantics. They're literally just playing semantics. Like since Trump didn't say it exactly the way that they wanted him to, he's wrong by not being technically correct, which is honestly like stupid. Like if people are gonna, yeah.
The general idea he was trying to convey is a fact check false. And to be fair, if they said, here's the fact check. We don't know where he's getting the story from. We found no evidence of it to be the case. You know, and this is a claim Trump has made. You can't debunk something just like this is what the mainstream media does, the corporate press. I don't want to call them mainstream anymore because they're fizzling out of existence.
True.
But Trump will say, this is a thing that's happening. And the media will go, nope, fact check false. And you'll say, okay, well, I understand you can't prove a negative, but what did you do to try and confirm or disprove this? Look up, nothing. Trump's a liar. And you're like, okay. So did you ask Trump where he heard this? Turns out it was actually happening. Different hurricane, mind you, but this stuff is going on. And now they fired the employee over it.